we put that point MMA together. We just structured sparring. I mean, I think a lot of times when people ask me, I say, no, I didn't create anything new. I just added structure to what all the fighters were doing, like the Billies, the Nasties, and, you know, the William Olivers, and just, you know, we even got a technique in there where we call it the William Oliver technique. Get lost. So for me, putting Point MMA together, I look at my little kid, the youngest one, he ain't gonna never grow up in no hood, because we as a parent, we make their lives better. We don't, I want you to go through the struggle, but I ain't gonna take you back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? I done broke away from that, you know? Emotion of, you know, your parents say, look, he wanna fight? I'll fight. They on the porch while we out there fighting. And you know, eventually when two warriors go into battle, once you get tired, ain't nobody doing no more blows, we hugging each other, and before you know it, man, let's go get a frozen cup. Y'all become the best of friends because of that internal battle. And that's what we wanted to do with Point MMA. I think I was saying before, I don't want my baby learning no elbows to no face right now. Because if he don't have the emotional control when a kid messes with him in school, what are you gonna do? An elbow to the face. But if I can teach him how to, like you were saying, deal with that sort of emotional pressure of a sharp kick coming, the whole world could, if we can teach every child the principles that you talk about, I think we can change society. And you said that one time before, but it can't be taught without sparring. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, sparring is so necessary in my opinion, on so many levels. First of all, I mean, it's like one of the reasons why I always say you bow to your opponent is because that opponent is going to make you better than you would be on your own. All right, that, you know, you can do techniques against a bag. But how about a bag that has his own mind and spirit and everything else? My philosophy is, even as an advanced person in fighting, I always want to train for, even if I'm sparring an underbelt. Well, maybe I'll train myself to only move once his fist gets right here.
Right, okay.
Or I want to work my weaker techniques. Now, it's about me getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Now, if I beat on somebody who doesn't have the same ability, what have I learned? And what does that person learn? But now, every time I step on the training floor, I'm going to be working at something. They're not going to know that I'm handicapping myself, or I'm going to do just this technique, or I'm going to block at the last second, or these things that try to make myself better. I'm getting better off of somebody who has half my experience. But every time I get out there, I'm working my weaker points. If I continue to do that, hopefully I look forward to sparring with someone who I can use all my skills. You know, after a while, even your weak points come up, and then a lot of people won't be able to hang with you, because you've always been working, instead of feeding your ego and just saying, I'm just going to try to get the best of this person. I'm mentioning this as there's a whole lot of worlds in sparring where you can get better. That's what I'm saying, how I can even get better with somebody who is a beginner. You know what I mean? So that aspect and that bow means the same thing. Thank you for letting me improve myself.
Yes, sir.
You know? And so you have to deal with your emotions, you have to deal with your breath, you have to deal with technique, you have to deal with so much. You know, that's a necessary component in the martial arts. I mean, you know, there's some martial arts that are just like 80% form, or some even more than that now. You know, you can call it whatever, but to me that's not a complete system.
And that's what's so beautiful with Point MMA. We got the sparring, we got the fitness, we got the call to action. But I just think that in our society right now, our children gotta be they gotta be emotionally strong. And I'm honored to know that I feel like I have that respect when you give me an interview, and some of the great people I sit down with and give me interviews and share that philosophy. I believe it's just a seal of approval to say all we're trying to do is contributed to trying to come back close to bringing back the tradition. That traditional core value of building character. Because that, even as a father, I want my kid to be more, when pressure comes, I want you to be a man that rides with character, not with these. And the more we know how to use these, then that less likely we're going to want to use them in the hood. What would you think, even the concept, do you think it can change and help in some capacity to point and make crazy athletics, like I explained it?
Well, I think so, but but plain and simple, the factor that brings me sitting here is you more than anything else.
Thank you, sir.
Is because I believe in you. I know what your heart is, and so I knew that long time ago. So that's just the simple. I mean, I know what you're cut from, so it's an easy thing for me. And of course, I'm gonna support whatever that is. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just to be truthful.
Yeah, thank you.
Start with a couple jumping jacks. Do a little like 10-minute spurt, like warm up or something.
I wanted to be a champion, but everybody else wanted to be a teacher when they was a little kid. But at the basketball school, and that's why I want to be a champion. God bless it.
This is more than a recording. This is energy that's not released often. Most of your enemies can only take portions. Something that consumes your competition with exhaustion. All you need is 2 minutes, dude, in it, one round. This is the rundown. Shaolin at sundown. Showed up the jungle just to rumble and you run now. Improve your technique while your people try to run wild. This is point. MMA champions don't sit and play unless you fight sweeter than Chick-fil-A's lemonade. Don't be nervous. Many men have been afraid. Time for a change. See the difference a minute made. Lyrical renegade, I do it for the culture. Filled with more energy than Iron Man's repulsors. Strap on your gloves, we gon' show you who the boss is. Time to learn your lesson, don't forget your true culture. Your body hits harder. You never seen someone who fights like this, like this. You better think smarter if you ever really plan to fight like this, like you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you technically better. Roll with the punches and handle the hits. To be the last man standing with a championship. So many slaps and grapples and damaging kicks. You want a second guessing if they just can manage the mix. Touch gloves and bow right after the gong. Fireballs in the palms, electric glows from the arms. What I envision when I'm making a song is I want this thing forever like I'm Drake and LeBron. You dig in the trenches and hustle and working and hoping that this song for certain is not the extended version. But it will not stop me, cause probably the price to stop is too costly. Making your head rock from the lockers to the car seat to the corporate office lobby. Leather interior inside the Ferrari. Cars and kamikaze. These are apologies for sorry. Are we here to battle? Or are we taking on zombie armies? Fighting like Chuck Norris and Bruce while training these players like Vince Lombardi. Your body hits harder. You never seen someone who fights like this, like this. You better think smarter if you ever really plan to fight like this. How you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you your body hits harder. You never seen someone who fights like this, like this. You better think smarter if you ever really plan to fight like this. How you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you no rival, no rival. Tell them to play hard or go home. No rival, no rival. How you gonna act now when I never back down? No rival, no rival. Tell them to play hard or go home. No rival, no rival. How you gonna act now when I never back down? Your body hits harder. You never seen someone who fights like this, like this. You better think smarter if you ever really plan to fight like this. How you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you technically, how you technically. You better think smarter if you ever really plan to fight like this.
I'm just saying this is a track, so that I'm probably jumping over right now. I'm tired, but I ain't
Technically,